Nutrition Apprenticeship Program celebrated the graduation of one of their largest classes yet as they hope to fill the need for the profession in the metro.
The grand opening for Omaha's newest concert venues is today, coming up. Local reaction.
We're tracking severe thunderstorms rolling through Nebraska right now. We'll have the latest on that coming up.
Fox 42 News at 9 starts right now.
Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Monty Torres. A lot going on outside weather-wise. Chief Meteorologist Chris Kuiper is here to fill us in. Chris?
Lots of thunderstorms across eastern Nebraska this evening, and we've had a tornado watch in effect for the area, which has just expired, but that doesn't mean we still can't have severe thunderstorms and maybe even a little isolated tornado out there as well at this hour. Let me show you the radar picture across the area, and the thing that stands out to me right away is just the little hole here. First off, we've got all these thunderstorms which have been severe through most of the afternoon, arcing this arc like that, except this little gap right around Omaha. It seems like Omaha's kind of been spared the worst of the severe weather. Nevertheless, let's zoom in here a little closer to it and see exactly what we have going on. And just real recently, we've had some activity on the far northwest side of town towards Diamond Head and towards Boys Town. We've had a pretty healthy thunderstorm out in that area earlier on, and now it continues to rotate northward here, and that's a cell. You can see it's gone severe. They've got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for that area. And we zoom out a little bit, and you see the activity. Let's zoom out here, and you see still more activity down towards the southwest, or towards the southeast rather, and lots of activity up towards Sioux City, where they've had a tornado warning earlier on, but that has since expired. Now let's go into the radial velocity here, which shows you the winds moving towards the radar site and winds moving away from it. And we zoom out a little bit, and let's go back up here towards Sioux City here real quick. And where are we? Sioux Falls, not Sioux Falls. There we are, Sioux City. And let's put this into motion here. And, well, we're going past it. Well, nevertheless, actually, we can go back. Nevertheless, there has been a few spin-ups in all the activity out there. And that activity seems to be winding on down. Look at all the moisture there on the water vapor loop here, moving in from the south there and creating some very moist atmosphere across the area. And now we've got that disturbance rolling through it, sparking these thunderstorms. I'll come back in a little bit. We'll continue to track these thunderstorms and see if they'll last into tomorrow or into Mother's Day.
And as you just heard, this will be our last newscast as part of the Fox 42 KPTM News at 9. We want to thank you for your trust and for letting us be your source for news and information these past, at least for me, 10 years, more years than that, I think. Very grateful for that. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve you in that way. So now, for one last time, from all of us here at Fox 42 KPTM News, thanks for watching. Good night, and God bless.
News starts right now with breaking news.
Severe weather slamming Siouxland once again tonight with hail, high winds, and even tornadoes. Thanks for joining us. I'm Katie Koppel.
And I'm Larry Wentz. And tonight, our weather is first at 10 o'clock. Chief Meteorologist Kat Taylor leads things off for us in the Siouxland Weather Center.
Kat, what are we looking at with these storms now? And we had a pretty crazy evening tonight.
Yes, we did. What a night to go out, right? We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Unfortunately, this is for Monona County for the next 30 minutes or so, where we have the potential for some half-dollar size hail. Generally, that's south of the Monona County line, but it could be working its way toward the northeast over the next 30 minutes or so up to the Soldier area. So if you are at 183, that's pretty much going to beeline that little hail core where we could see some higher hailstones possible, as well as some higher wind gusts. But up to the north, we have a strong thunderstorm from Marcus out to Quimby. We're going to watch this one carefully. It's starting to get a little turny, but I think for the most part, at least when it comes to tornadoes, that is generally done for the night. But we did have a very busy night, especially in northeast Nebraska. Other than a small spin up near Salix, most of it was in Nebraska. And one in particular, we did have a tornado in Wayne reported, as well as what is reported as wind damage from Pilger to Wisner. I do suspect that was most likely a tornado as well. But as we head back toward Burt Cumming County, this is where the tornado of the night was, and it was a violent one at times. So this tornado pretty much went just to the west of Oakland. That's where it was strongest. We did have a large wedge tornado reported in western portions of Burt County. Delayed report, they did hear of 2 injuries between Lyons and Oakland. Widespread damage with numerous houses hit. One home appears to have been shifted off the foundation. That's a hallmark of a very strong, violent tornado. Substantial farmstead damage near Oakland. Unfortunately, to the south, we also had Ewing with commercial cattle feedlot. That was heavily damaged with several hundred cattle actually running loose tonight thanks to that tornado. Now, as of right now, we have the rain just now coming to an end. And United by West City Kingsley camera, we have had storms on the radar for a big portion of tonight, but things are slowing down a little bit. Although you can see still lots of lightning there ongoing across the area. I'll have more in your forecast coming up. Finally tonight, some of you may have already heard, this is our last newscast here on CBS Siouxland and Fox Siouxland.
We have had the pleasure of working with so many wonderful people in front of and behind the camera over the years. Far too many to name, but we cherish their contributions to our newscast, and most of all, we cherish their friendship.
We've been a family who've pulled together during the bad and stressful times, the good and exciting times, and we've done it the last 9 years under the guidance of News Director Diana Castillo.
KMA went on the air in 1967 with a newsroom that closed in a similar manner about 10 years later. It was 1999 when the station relaunched news under the guidance of Kim Bridger, the late Bob Grotenhuis, and Woody Gottberg. During these 24 years, we've won numerous awards for our news, weather, and sportscasting, but our greatest pride came from serving you, our community.
It has been an honor that you allowed us into your home and made us a part of your family. On Monday, we are transitioning to the national desk and a new way of delivering the news.
But as we sign off on this broadcast, we want to say one last time, thank you and good night. Now, during our last 5 p.m. newscast earlier this evening here on CBS Siouxland, we were joined by a host of former K-makers, a number of them who actually helped put the station on the air back in 1967. We want to thank them and you for being part of the family. And look at some of those folks who were there: Larry Findley, Gene Ambrosian, Dave Madsen, Tim Poppins, Cindy Deck, who was back then known as Cindy Marsh back in 1976. Vicki Jacobs, Sue Stevens, who ran the front desk for many years. Of course, some of you remember Travis Morgan and Owen Sebring, and our longtime engineer, Dennis Quinn. Just too many to mention. But again, we want to thank you for being a part of our family all these many years. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Siouxland. We love you.
Good evening. Thanks for being here tonight with us on CBS 4 News at 11. I'm Alexis Cruz. We start tonight with weather from meteorologist Jennifer Collins. Jennifer, how's our Mother's Day weekend looking?
Well, a few showers, maybe an isolated storm will still be possible through the midnight hours. And then early tomorrow morning, we'll start to dry things up. Maybe a few passing clouds. Some patchy fog can't even be ruled out as temperatures return to the mid-60s for the start of your Saturday morning. We'll stay in the mid-60s for Saturday morning. A few more thunder showers early tonight, then partly cloudy with an east wind between 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that east wind continues for tomorrow, leaving us on the warm side with temperatures in the upper 80s, mostly sunny, with a chance for a few more afternoon thunder showers pushing towards the coast by the late afternoon and evening. Temperatures are going to stay warm into the weekend. Look at this, we'll be near 90 degrees heading into Monday. We'll also increase the chance for a few more afternoon showers and storms for the start of next week. Coming up, we'll have a look at that weekend forecast for your Mother's Day and a look at the next 10 days. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Some news to share with you all tonight. It will be our last broadcast for CBS 4 News. As a proud Florida Gator alumna, I can't tell you how much it's meant to me to be covering stories in this community once again. We appreciate every single one of you who have tuned in to watch us on air and online, who have shared their stories with us on their best and brightest days and the hardest days. With that being said, there are some programming changes you need to know about. Starting Monday, May 15th, you can watch the National Desk with the latest breaking news, investigative reports, and other national headlines you need to know about. We look forward to you being a part of a new season here at CBS 4. We hope you have a wonderful evening.
This is NBC 24 News at 11.
The two men who pleaded guilty in March to cheating during an Ohio fishing tournament were sentenced this week. Jacob Runyon and Chase Kaminsky will serve 10 days in jail for stuffing lead weights into their fish during the tournament on Lake Erie last fall. Jessica, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. It has been such an honor. It's been such a joy working with you. You are fantastic at what you do. Everybody in that building, it's just been a great 3 years.
It's been quite a ride. Past 3 years for you, I think 4 years for me at this point. It's been great being back home and getting to see my family and friends more often, and being close to Lake Erie, which is fantastic, and so much fun working with all of you.
Yeah, all right. Best of luck to you. Well, that is your local news at 11 for the final time. Thank you all so much for watching. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon is coming your way next.
This is News 10 at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Meyerly.
And I'm Carmine Jamay. Thank you for joining us.
We'll give Holden the honors tonight with starting off our show. It's his last first weather, but also a storm headed our way, possibly.
Yeah, we are going to be tracking those thunderstorms as we head into the weekend, but tonight still quite warm out there, sitting at about 76 degrees here in Medford right now. We are expecting to cool things off overnight tonight, but not a whole lot of cooling. You can see area of high pressure still locked in place. That's going to warm us up over the course of the weekend, and we are expecting a return into the 90s, and we're not really going to cool off much at night. So the next few days, especially into next week, we're going to be running that AC a lot. Now, temperatures, like I was saying, still quite warm, still sitting at 70 degrees, not too far from midnight right now, but all in all, not too bad weather conditions as we head into the weekend, and it's been an honor. This is the last first weather, guys. Finally, guys, it's shaping up to be a really nice week next week.
Lovely weather for us to all enjoy it all next week.
Yes, we sure will. We just want to give a very heartfelt thank you for watching our final News 10 at 11.
You can always follow still on our website, KTVL.com. And tonight, for our final good night, everybody, have a great night. Finally, some news about us, the News 10 team that has joined you in your living room each day for the past 61 years, bringing you the local news that matters to you.
Change is a part of life, and there are some changes on the horizon for KTVO.
Starting Monday, you'll see a new news product in place of this broadcast. It's called the National Desk, and it will provide regional and national news.
And we at News 10 cannot even begin to express what a pleasure it has been to work so hard for you, our viewers.
We take pride in being fortunate enough to tell your community's stories, your neighbors' stories, and most importantly, your stories.
And we've been honored to meet several of you out in the community and hope to see you again in the future.
We thank you for watching our News 10 team every evening. We will miss you.